Hi members, I wanted to go over with you today in this video about the investments as a business owner. So I hear a lot from doctors, I hear a lot from office managers, and I hear a lot from staff in general. And with all that, with what I do, being a coach that still works full time in a private practice that I've been there for 22 years, and also coaching on the side, what I do is I use a lot of what I learn in my practice that is successful, and also what I learn in all of your offices all around the country to find out what works best. That saves you a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of, reduces a lot of stress that you take on learning these the way that we learn these. So hopefully that when you make a decision on something, you can feel more sure that it is going to work for you. So one thing that I do hear a lot from these practices when they call me for help is where should your investment be? When should you spend money on what, why, and what works? So with all the things that I come in to find solutions to, and all the things that I come into these practices to find out how can you improve your practice, is these probably four things. Your top four investments in your practice should be first and foremost your team, your staff. The second thing that you should invest in is marketing. The third thing that you need to invest in is your technology and tools. So these investing in these things is what's going to keep your practice with self momentum to go forward. So you're doing less of the micromanaging, you're doing less of being involved in areas of your practice that you have zero interest in doing. So you can focus your time on patient care, which is what you want to do. So when you invest in your staff, you're investing in people that may cost you more money to keep, but they're going to give you a lot less headache. They're going to be a lot more knowledgeable and a lot more skilled, and they're going to be a higher quality of a staff member. So I say this carefully because I'm not saying pay your staff more and it will be a better investment for you and work out better for you, because that's not true. There are staff that you either should let go of or not give raises to, and there are staff that you should. There's a defined difference there. And in any of this that I'm talking about today, at any time, you can always email me at danielle@directorofdentistry.com, DANYEL @directorofdentistry.com, and I can help elaborate on that for your particular practice. But yes, staff first. Invest in good staff. So when you are looking for a staff member, don't look for the one that's going to be the cheapest to get on board, because you are going to get what you pay for. So usually, first thing first, when you create that ad for that position, you need to be sure that you are advertising what you're willing to pay, your benefits that you have, and your expectations for what you want in your description. Because you are willing to pay that and give those benefits for this particular type of employee, but nothing less than that. So when I am doing interviews, I do first phone interviews, because if they don't have a good phone voice, they're probably not going to work out well in the practice. It's just something that's always worked for me. I do a virtual or a FaceTime type of interview with them, find out what they're looking for, find out why things haven't worked before in the past, find out, exactly what they can do, what they get excited about, what their strong skill sets are, and so on. And if that goes well, I have them come in. We do a working day, you do a working hour, you find out how good they are. But when you are hiring somebody into your practice, you want to hire somebody that looks professional, acts professional, talks professional, knows your systems, or has enough experience to learn your systems quickly, is good with other staff members, is good with patients. So you're really looking for that. And when you have them come in and you see them jumping in and you see them taking the initiative to learn, and they have that energy and they have that tone, you hire that person on. And as they're learning and as they are spreading this good tone and this good attitude, and they are self-learning, and they are knocking out everything that you're asking and doing very well, you increase them and you invest in them. You invest in them either hourly, salary, or you are investing in them with a bonus. Because if you don't pay them well, where they feel like they really appreciate what you're doing and they feel that value from you, they are going to go somewhere where they feel that. Money is one thing, but the way you make them feel is another thing. Not that you have to be like friends with them and super cool and nice with them. It's just placing value in them. That's what they're looking for. That's what a professional is looking for. When I started working for Dr. Sheldon 22 years ago, I was his surgical assistant. I came into that office only knowing ortho, which means I didn't know much of anything at all. But when I came in, I was determined. I wanted that job. I wanted to learn surgery. I wanted to impress him. I wanted to work my way up in that practice because, one, I was a single mom, 2 kids. I needed it. Financially, I needed it. I needed the security. I really wanted to do well in that practice, and I wanted him to see that I could, so that he would invest in me, and he did. After 3 years of being there, he promoted me to office manager, and then a few years later, after I proved to him that I was doing good, and that I could actually move his practice to another area that he didn't even think was possible, he asked me what I needed, and I said I was going to go back to school, that I wanted to be a hygienist because I needed a hygiene wage. And what he offered me was a hygiene wage as a manager, so that instead of going to school, I would just stay with him and I would continue to manage his practice. Now, I was still surgically assisting and I was doing office manager. It was a smaller practice. Over time, I eventually just doing the practice management and not doing the assisting anymore. But I self-taught myself to manage a practice because I didn't have any experience in it. But my motivation and my willingness and my desire got me there. But because he invested in me and he paid me at that time, it was a lot of money for that time period. It ended up being like $32 an hour. And I think I went from, that was $18 an hour or something. So it was a big jump. So I felt committed. I felt like I couldn't let this guy down. I felt like he believed in me, he trusted in me, he invested in me. I had to show him I could do it. So it made me want to show him how much I could do. So he did the investment in me and I returned the favor back to him by being exactly what he wanted me to be. So, along the way we worked together. We worked well together, as you see in our videos. We worked together for a long time, and it created a really good relationship that we actually grew a business. We quadrupled the business, we grew the business, and now it's 3 doctors, it's 24 staff. It's a much bigger practice, and we did that together because he invested in me. So whenever I talk to doctors and they don't want to give $1, they don't want to give $5, they don't want to give bonuses because they're not sure. If you feel that person has potential to motivate your team, to grow your office, to make improvements, instill structures, you invest in that person. Now, he didn't only financially invest in me. He invested in me in a way where we worked together almost every day after work. We talked. I told him what was going on in the practice. He told me what he wanted. We went over numbers, how we're going to do it better, and we created a plan together at the end of each day. And the next day, I implemented that. So we kept close together. We talked together. We made plans together. We stood up ideas together, and sometimes they worked and sometimes they didn't, but we worked closely together. So your investment is your time. You can't be too busy to talk to your office manager every day, to tell her what you need, to tell her what you want, what your goals are, to dissect, cases that did not accept, follow-ups, referral numbers, collection numbers, production numbers. You talk about this together because she needs to know what you want. She needs to know what your goals are. And once she has that, then she can go to your team and make it happen with your team. So that investment in time and that financial investment, because if you pay them enough where they can't go anywhere else and make that, they're going to stay with you. So you don't do this with everyone, because like I said, there are people in my practice right now have been there for 5 years and I've never given them $1 raise. Why? Because they're not worth paying them more money. If they decide to leave for $1, I'm totally okay with that. They're good at what they do and they only do what I ask them to do and not anymore. And there are those that I invest in because they do what I ask plus a whole lot more. They bring a good energy, they bring motivation, they bring an example of what I want others in that department to be. So I continue to make sure they know that I value that. So I give them my time, I give them increases, and I make sure they're happy with what they're making. So really look into bonus options as well. If you don't know how to do that, please reach out to me. I have many different ways that you can implement a bonus where the better they do, the better you do, the better they do with a bonus system to increase your numbers. So you can always do that. So invest in your team, and that team will make your practice what you've always wanted it to be. You get rid of the ones that are bad eggs, that are bringing low tone, bad energy, complaining, negative. Those you get out. If they're trying to look busier than what they are, if they're hiding, they're not helping the team just doesn't like them, get rid of them. Right now, tons of people are looking for jobs. I have done hiring for 3 different offices lately, and we have found amazing people to join the team. The people are looking for better opportunities. These are high quality staff members that have a lot of experience, that are looking to go somewhere where they can feel valued and they can really use their skill sets. So bring them into your practice. I have an office that I just worked with. He does not hire any dental assistants. He only hires hygienists. So he pays a lot of money for these hygienists. But let me tell you, when I say this guy knocks it out of the park, because these are high quality people in the practice that can see new patients, do surgeries, numb his patients, educate his patients, instill that quality into his patients where they're like, wow, this is amazing, because these hygienists are like the nurse practitioners of the dental world and they are doing amazing. He is investing into his team and he is getting it back twofold. I mean, it is amazing. And I was just my jaw dropped to see how it worked there, because I never thought about that before. But again, it's another way of investing. These patients need so much less of your time, doctor's time, because these hygienists are able to provide that. So a new patient, them going in, they spent a max of 13 minutes in this room and they are closing all their plans because of the high quality investment staff member that they have. So invest in your staff, invest. Marketing is another thing that you need to invest in. If you're not getting your numbers of new patient calls, referrals coming in, the only way you can solve that is marketing, marketing, marketing. That's it. So if you feel like your stats are not good, look at how many referrals you get per week. And if that's under 10, if that's under 20, you need to be investing more in marketing. If it hasn't changed in the last few years, you need to invest more in marketing. That's SEO, that's external marketing, and that's to your dentist, the ones that are referring to you. 3 different ways that you can do that: your internet SEO, your external marketing, which is your patients from off the street, and your doctors that are referring to you. Invest in them. We spend over $30,000 a month in marketing. It's a lot. I know it's a lot, but we get it back because the patients that are calling from off the streets, or the patients that are coming from these offices, they are ready to invest in us. And so you have to be sure that your marketing is on point. And then your tools and your technology, you got to have the technology that impresses the patients. That's your microscopes, that's your endoscope or your laser, that's your CT scan, that's your models that you're showing, that's your PowerPoints and iPads and softwares that you're using to show your patients. This stuff you have to have in play. We can go over more of those at a different time. I'm going to go over more of the marketing. I'm going to go over more of your tools and technology to show you ways that you can also work on that. But if you have any questions on this, please reach out to me. But invest in your staff. You'll thank me later. I promise. Have a good day.